Welcome to the Do It All Dad Year podcast. I know you've missed me. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. What Gen X parents understand. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. This is episode 104. Passive, aggressive Palestinians. Enough with Israeli aggression. You fire 700 rockets into my backyard. Don't expect edible arrangement thank you packages in return, sweetheart. Not one Democrat nominee for president. I can't even say Democrat without stumbling over it because it disgusts me. Not one Democrat nominee for president spoke out against Hamas for killing 4 Israeli citizens this past weekend. Were they too busy clearing the message with Farrakhan offline without the aid of instant messenger anymore? Can I get a holla for a shadow band to make Facebook look like they're impartial in regard to their banning conservatives? Holla! Memo to Colin Kaepernick. Fake news fro Colin Kaepernick. Siding with Linda Sarsour, who promotes genital mutilation, is like wearing a mutilated clit on your fro, bro. And I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Colin Kaepernick sports a fake news fro. Have you ever seen a biracial afro that large before? Slash from Guns N' Roses gave it a shot, and it was a total flop. Can I get another holla for a fake news fro? Awesome joke. Holla! Memo to New York Jews. If you still vote Democrat in 2020, knowing those representatives in government refuse to stand for Holocaust liberators during President Trump's State of the Union, you might be the real dumb hick deplorable. Elie Wiesel, you're not. My Irish father-in-law can't call me an arrogant Jew since my wife told me he's never been to confession before. We were watching a Sopranos episode, and that's what led me to a conversation about having confession. I said, have your father been to confession before? And I didn't phrase it like that. I said, so when did your father go to confession? And she said, never. So again, I'm ruining my flow. But again, let's go back to the original premise here, folks. My Irish father-in-law can't call me an arrogant Jew anymore, since I learned my wife that he's never been to confession before. I thought Dennis Leary was a stranger to modesty. At least Dennis Leary admits he's an asshole about it. Kids at a Muslim school in Philly were caught singing songs praising the blood of martyrs. Pretty sure the song went something like this. All we are saying is give Hamas more money, United Nations, so our destruction of Israel stands a chance. Obama rode the bench. Talking about him playing basketball in high school. Everyone always says, oh, Obama's such a big baller. Or he tries to project this image that he's such a big baller. But it's all said and done, and I know this because my college roommate went to the same school as him. Private high school in Hawaii. I also dated a girl in California who also attended the same school. Very smart kids. Smarter than Obama. Here we go. When it's all said and done, Obama rode the bench at an all-Asian high school in Hawaii. Yet LeBron insists on kissing the Kenyan's ass over Trump. Trump's a bum. Didn't you fake an injury like Billy Ray Valentine in Trading Places King? Trump's best disinvite made up by myself ever. I'm the bum, LeBron. I don't play the blame game. I don't wear a Yankees hat in an attempt to steal their dynastic aura. You're the one who's always begging for help to take the pressure off your back. Chuck Lorre. He's the showrunner behind Two and a Half Men, Big Bang Theory. Definitely a prime suspect who's guilty of suffering from big-time Trump derangement syndrome. Here we go. Chuck Lorre in the mirror this morning. Trump is such a dumb shit. Charlie Sheen isn't laughing now. I need nerdy dialogue on Big Bang Theory to make me appear smarter than I actually am. Chuck Lorre, who gives a fuck, staring at himself in the mirror some more. Trump has brain damage, despite his jokes being funnier than mine. Charlie Sheen was overrated in Platoon. Old Testament rant on Mueller can't come soon enough. Adam Sandler's Farley song that he performed in SNL, it's on his Netflix special too, is beautiful. SNL alum Lovitz, Nealon, and Smigel are always funnier in his movies than Spade, Schneider, and Rock. Jay Moore called Farley the Michael Jordan of comedy. Farley heard the love loud and clear, Sandman. The Golden Jew shines again. Ashley Judd isn't a rape victim. Ooh, you refuse to watch Harvey Hairclumps Weinstein shower himself down in his 4-star suite at the Four Seasons. Granted, Ashley Judd's from Kentucky and used to judging fat pigs at the county fair. Can I get another holla for an old recycled joke? Holla! Insight from watching The Wedding Singer 20 years later for Adam Sandler Appreciation Weekend. Drew Barrymore has made a career off of looking like she's hyperventilating anxiety or on the verge of blowing her incoming farts cover. That's for you, Tom Green. Not really. Mia Farrow suggested to Vanity Fair how Frank Sinatra could have fathered her son Ronan Farrow, not Woody Allen. Then why hasn't Ronan Farrow taken a swing at Woody Allen yet? Or did Mia Farrow teach him nonviolence is the way? All the way! I'm on an Adderall, I promise! Swedish Muslims. It's my impersonation of Swedish This is my impersonation. Build the fence! Build the fence! They're building a fence outside my house right now. So I don't have to stare at our neighbors smoking Newports. Giving me reverse white racism hate stares. No, he didn't. Yes, I did. Trump's not the only one who can fill auditoriums. Let me start over again. It's my impersonation of Swedish Muslims crowdfunding for a mega mosque. Trump's not the only one who can fill auditoriums. We're in the billion-dollar club also. Will Mar-a-Lago house our growing number of worshippers? Can I get a holla for a Swedish Muslim super mosque killer joke? Holla! So tired of reading about big tech censorship. Don Jr., what's next? Silencing conservatives. Aurelian nightmare coming true. How about a headline which reads, Big Tech, China, and Radical Islam in a tree. P-I-S-S-I-N-G on Thomas Paine's grave. Can I get another holla for an old school patriotic holla? Memo to President Trump. So surprised to see conservative thinkers like James Woods be banned from Twitter. I'm sure Oliver Stone has some theories on it. Do something about it already. Before I get into Ann Coulter's hair again. Foot Locker, stand-up comedian. Do you have any basketball high tops which aren't Nike? I'm not interested in Under Armour shoes endorsed by Chipmunk Chucker either. Air Jordans I consider, but the swoosh is off the list. That's My Boy by Adam Sandler, and his crew is hilarious. Still hilarious. I've seen it before. Totally inappropriate to show my 3 kids, but they loved it. What's whacking off, Dada? Our only safety lane, rail left, kid. Can I get a holla for a PG-13 A+ joke? F you yet to Seinfeld. Holla! You're still not allowed to smirk, Seinfeld, for at least the next 20,000 years for being totally clueless on Seinfeld, which I find a little surprising, being the king of observational comedy. But at least, I read recently that Seinfeld, he auctioned off one of his Porsches. I hope half those proceeds go to Larry's kids. Can I get a holla for another recycled joke? Holla! This Snoop Dogg revealing his true colors. Louis Farrakhan speaks the truth. Posts all his sermons on Instagram. Who cares if my brain hovers a notch above hood hell? Will Facebook ban Omar next? If Farrakhan, Snoop, and the Muslim Brotherhood are friends with her, I don't see her promoting Old E being Snoop Dogg's host sprayer of choice. Stephen Colbert fantasized on air on his awful show about choking Attorney General Barr. I'm sure his boy Podesta's into that. Hey, Colbert, you use Sean Spicer for prop comedy at the Emmys. You zero talent hack. And there's no way you're being invited to host it again. Be funny without a real life personality to hide behind. Just once. Thanks. Am I the only one not dazzled, to use some James Wood language of old? Am I the only one not dazzled by the profile of Bret Easton Ellis on Breitbart? His living boy toy is an ex-junkie who couldn't score extra work on Requiem for a Dream. Show actual balls and call yourself a Trumpian, Brett. Not showcase your psychopathic ballsy side through a psychopathic, murderous psycho played by Christian Bale. Leo actually turned down that role. De Blasio's wife used to be a lesbian, yet we're supposed to believe garlic breath converted her. Knowing he eats pizza with a fork and knife, I can't picture him eating her out for any extended period of time with sloppy abandon. Can I get a holla for the 21st Democratic nominee for president that's not going to win jack shit? Holla! This Trump calling Putin. Are you excited to see Hillary in an orange pantsuit as much as I am, comrade? You thought me winning the election and Mueller proving your bots didn't elect me president caused a pussy riot. Overruling Mama. It's Mama. Mary Poppins for movie night when Mama's at work is a good idea. And I say, I was thinking Adam Sandler movie appreciation night instead because he's the golden Jew and your parents didn't care for the end of Inglourious Bastards. Can I get a holla for busting on my Gentile in-laws' balls? Holla! I hate it when my wife says to my daughter, you're being so good with the baby. Translation, you're making me look bad as I wallow in misery because of Dada's hit crab cakes. Starting shit with my wife. Did your mom discuss any plans for the kids this summer for Baba Camp? Baba Camp is a time period after Sleepaway Camp where my mother-in-law's opportunity to be a useful, involved grandma once a year before she goes off on vacations in England for 2 months and extends her annual span of uselessness. Here we go. Am I oversharing again? Did your mom discuss any plans for the kids this summer for Baba Camp? She only has all year to plan for it. Does she intend to declutter their designated playroom? Dress up for the occasion? Can I get a holla for the perfect tag top? A holla! She literally has been wearing the same pair of like dusty, spanky sweats since like 92. Or as long as I've been with her daughter. Having children hasn't inspired her to dress up for their occasion, as far as I was visiting. Starting shit with my wife again. Why would you talk to your mom? This is me finding out that she talks to her mom 3 times a week. So this is me starting shit with my wife again. Why would you talk to your mom 3 times a week? I never knew you could be so bored with your own thoughts. What do you mean tata for dinner rehashes are less enthralling than the meals themselves? I love busting my wife's balls knowing that, like, of course, it was my incredible good fortune to fall in love with a girl whose mother totally, like, mailed it in as far as really showing any sort of innovation in the kitchen or really doing any sort of, like, extra effort compared to her old school cooking in Australia when she used to make chutneys from scratch. Now I'm lucky if I get any allotted fishbowl allocation once a year. Call me a thankless son-in-law. I don't care. But I do love getting the socks once a year for Christmas. That's always a heartwarming gift. The best response I've been able to come up with is, oh, thanks, Rosa. At least now I can postpone laundry for another week. 6 million hits later, I learned 420 is Hitler's birthday. I haven't felt this betrayed since Stallone snuck Mel Gibson into Expendables 3. My daughter winning Miss USA. Don't stop clapping, but Trump, keep your hands up high where I could see him. I love it when I did the joke at Stop and Shop, and this woman, she loves me, she's great. She's probably grandma. I would totally fuck her. Just because I'm a repressed, regrettable slut in a straitjacket. And she laughs at my jokes. And she's tall, she has nice tits. But the point being is, I mean, not your typical pinup Susan Sarandon material. But there's really not that much like great looking trim in like Northern Westchester. So, I mean, you get excited about, what you see. You tend to give it like forced upgrades in your jerk-off fantasies. Definitely gunning for real white-collar positions with a monologue like this. So, anyway, I tell this joke, and she goes, well, that joke should be about Biden. I said, I know, and I got defensive. It's like, calm down, okay? I'm going to quote Michael Savage, even though he's a complete bore these days, and his freaking mojo sounds totally circumcised. My podcast, look at my podcast. You suck on your podcast. And Mark Levine is off the list. He's a freaking bore. I mean, he's funny when he says LSD. That's Washington Compo, whatever. They're okay. I give it like B- nicknames. I like the fact he defends Israel, and he defends Trump's stance of Israel, but he should. He should. Trump jerks off Levine and, promotes his podcast, so he should stick up for Trump's stance for Israel. Thank God. Thank God someone is. And he's a Jew from Philly. He's a scrappy Jew from Philly, so I'm glad he's doing that. Sean Hannity, not a scrappy Jew from Philly. And Savage, his jealousy is just so transparent. Oh, well, all these people, they were failed lawyers, and they quote me, and blah, 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 and the president got faith and reason, and he uses all my shit. Like, Savage, know your role, okay? You're a bloated, arrogant, handsomely paid Jew. That's not Lenny Bruce. That was never Bill Hicks. And you speak well, but you are half-ass. And you really don't prepare like Levine does. So I totally agree with him. But then Levine's also an asshole for gay-shaming you for like skinny dipping with like Ginsburg back in the day. So he can go fuck himself. So basically, fuck both of you guys. Fuck Mark Levine and fuck Michael Savage. Because I don't see any of you guys doing dick to promote my awesome books that promote writing that is better than you guys ever produced in a million years. And you've had like a 40-year head start on me. So go fuck yourselves. Because there aren't, and you can say, oh, well, it's really pathetic for a 40-year-old Jew to be obsessed with cool. But cool does matter to me. Dice is cool. Stern used to be cool. But you guys aren't cool. And you're not cool because I've given you guys A-list material, shadow banned material, defending our president, and you give me no love for it. And I don't understand. Last time I checked, Jews were not really the dominant population, and I can't really recall many mainstream Trumpians, I'm not going to use the word Republican, Trumpian supporters out there that are funny, laugh out loud, hungry comedians like myself, dropping truth bombs left and right on Twitter that have been shadow banned that you give two fucks about, okay? Dennis Miller doesn't count. I'm reading his rants book right now. It's boring out loud. Well, I'm going on a rant here, and that's just what I think. You're boring. You're boring. I mean, Dennis Miller is made in the shade. He's got his mansion in Santa Barbara. He's not really like going on, and Fox will have him on anytime. Can Fox address the fact that he's have Mark Furman on, by the way? Like, they're like disgusting. I thought about it today. Like, how the fuck do you put Mark Furman on that show? Ever. Honestly. Like, what perspective? What? All of a sudden they believe in, like, redemptive causes? That they're in the neo-Nazi, like, redemption business? Anyway. And it's ridiculous that Michael Savage is banned from Fox. Pretty pathetic. But anyway. So, sorry to go on a rant here. Sorry to go on a little rant here. By the way, Adam Sandler worth $400 million, by the way. Yeah, and I think Rock is like worth like 300. Unbelievable. So, and I'm not going to say F. Sandler because he's great. Although I plan on sending these books to Sandler, and I really hope he embraces them. Because if he does, we'll be made in the shade. And I sent him a piece ages ago. Sandler's host equals Oscar Gold. And I still firmly believe that. Because he's a song and dance guy. And he's always funny. He always kills. Way funnier than Chris Rock. Doesn't really need to try as hard as Rock. But Rock is no slouch. And good for Rock for making fun of Jussie Smollett. He said, at the NAACP Awards, I think that's what you call it. He said, I'm not going to call him to see anymore, right? That's out of respect, which is really funny. And he talked about like if he had like his skin complexion or hair, he'd be like that much richer. But like, calm down, Rock. Think you're pretty good. Not everyone can get a start SNL. Basically when they're like 16, and then have Eddie Murphy take them under the wing. So, but very happy for Rock. I read that once that Chris Rock, he grew up in like Bed-Stuy. He used to go to Park Slope to like hook up with white chicks. I would really respect Rock if he went after Obama, but I don't see that happening just yet. I think that could affect his gravy train. But here we go. Back to some jokes. Yeah, so my point being is, no president is immune to ball busting, okay? And I'm so tired of hearing Trump's economy, okay? Has Trump created policies that have made this economy roar back and exceed the anemic growth from the prior administration? Yes, without a doubt. But it's also the hard-working Americans that make that happen. At the same time, I am not going to devalue how hard our president works for free. He's a complete animal, and that's beautiful. It actually made me really happy. Last night I discovered an old piece of mine that was published in Fire and Knives called Anthony Bourdain Rips My Frozen Lunch Apart, and I actually quote Trump in it, where I talk about if you're going to think big. But it's in the voice of Bourdain, so it's just a beautiful thing. So here we go. Back to more jokes. Kathy Griffin. So a bunch of these jokes might seem a little dated for those who have been listening to me from like the beginning, but some of them were tweaked. Getting my books together, and I had realized that a lot of these chapters that I was going to put in my book were really, I had to be honest, were more like C++, but they had some A gems in there, but they needed to be polished because they were more like B+. They need to be polished to A's. A gemery, because only A gemery in Stay-at-Home Comedian. So here we go. This is a result of that editing work. I'm always obsessed with developing new stuff, but the bottom line, you want to be a great writer, you gotta polish off the stuff. You have to embrace the editing as much as the new material generations. Here we go. Enough pontificating. Kathy Griffin looks like Clifford and Trans Chucky had a baby. In the past 2 years, 48 people have been terminated at Google for sexual harassment, but software engineers are too busy banging out code to hit on girls in the first place. A typical Perl script command isn't massage my carpal tunnel hoe. Can I get a holla for my Google software engineer peeps? Holla! There's no such thing as Kevin Hart haters. Just short on laugh spectators. Who's that joke for? That joke is for... who's that joke for? Why can't I think of his name? He was on Mad TV. It's not for Patrice O'Neill. I don't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name. Unbelievable. So what happened when you draw a blank on like a comedian's name? When like the brand name recognition isn't there, does that just mean that he's not that important to you? But I like him and I like his thoughts. Oh God, I'll think of it in a second. Out of work music executive defending his. I'm not smoking weed anymore. Pathetic. Out of work music executive defending his stoner ways in divorce court. My wife hits on me, Judge. On weed, it slows down her punches, and it's easier to defend myself like Neo in The Matrix. What's the best thing about being a stay-at-home dad? Drinking alone is no longer an issue. I still love that joke. Why is it hard for stay-at-home dads to score job interviews? Corporate America isn't into hooking up with bearded ladies. Not playing the victim here, folks. Just a funny joke. So this is a Latino Republican on, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. I know it's annoying spastic sneeze. And you're about to hear it in real time. Maybe I'll think of the name of this black comedian. They used to be on Mad TV. There weren't that many. I'm still drawing a freaking blank. And I really don't want to have to look it up on Twitter right now. Here we go. False alarm, sneeze alert. This is a Latino Republican on Real Time with Bill Maher. The wall is just symbolic, Bill. Bill Maher says, don't Latino Republicans skip their Santana pothead phase in college altogether? Obama and Farrakhan look real tight in the pic hidden from the American public the 8 years he was president. You think Farrakhan sent Obama personal emails about this rising Muslim star named Omar to your mama Obama at gmail.com. Can I get a holla for hilarious Gmail punchline driven holla? And I do take pride in the fact that two of my past email addresses, well, one past, one new, are both laugh out loud funny too. Whenever I utter them in public, whenever I need to give my email address. First one being killerset@gmail.com. Second one, doitalldadyere@outlook.com. Here we go. See, I even knew the punchline was coming. I still laughed. Testament of very strong, email-driven, headline hooker, laughing anchors. Astrology off between my kids, meaning I am looking up famous people born on my kids' months, their signs when they were born. Here we go. So Matilda, my daughter. So this means talking about Matilda. Matilda, she has the same sound with George Washington and Einstein. Arthur, she's got Martin Luther King and Ben Franklin. My daughter Matilda says, I don't like this astrology off anymore. And I reply, Pisces are very competitive. I fell asleep to Dark Matter, narrated by Neil deGrasse Tyson at the Hayden Planetarium. What? Neil deGrasse Tyson is only interesting in 3-minute spurts, despite IMAX renderings of the universe in his favor. What the hell is his name? I even looked on Twitter last night. Mad TV. Drawing blanks. I'm still, it's just, he does impersonations. Oh, God. Here we go. Claiming LeBron would beat MJ in one-on-one because he moves better laterally is a weak argument. Granted, LeBron has plenty of experience getting out of the way for others to clinch victory in NBA Finals games of 5-on-5. Stay-at-home dads could be trophy wives too, even if their past acting work was limited to extra work on Desperate Housewives and The OC, especially knowing other stay-at-home dads in suburban New York aren't being linked to Hugh Grant on stilts either. Stay-at-home comedian, screening nannies because he's got a book promotion tour on the horizon. Thank God. Can you teach my daughter to paint like Frida, yet fight the urge to stroke her hair ever so gently? Shakespeare said hanging perverts has prevented many a bad marriage. I guess decoupling hadn't caught on yet. That one got a big laugh from the older grandma, grandmilf from Stop and Shop that I referenced, who I wanted to titty fuck before. So, that's okay. That makes up for her getting tense on my pussy grabbage alluding chump joke. So, this is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. And I just want to make a comment again about Israel. And I mean, ever since I was a kid, not ever since I was a kid, but, you know, Israel has always been demonized. I ever get in a fight with my college roommate from Hawaii, always talking about, you know, the aggressiveness. And the bottom line is this. First off, the Gaza Strip, the Israelis used to occupy, and they gave it all back to Palestinians, despite the fact that this was land that was just like the Israelis that they had captured during the Six-Day War, after they were attacked by every freaking Arab neighboring nation known to mankind. Fine. You know, in negotiation, they always say, you know, everyone needs to feel that, you know, they're gaining something of value, right? Everyone needs to feel they're coming out on top, right? And, you know, Trump talks a lot about, you know, good deals and bad deals, and I can't think of, you know, any time that the Palestinians have exhibited any act of good faith at all whatsoever. And they talk about oppression. The bottom line, Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, their fucking mission statement is destruction of Israel. And they control the Gaza Strip. Israel provides gas, electricity, food, all these shipments to the Gaza Strip. Yet they're occupied. They use children as human shields. So I just want to make a prayer to God and pray to God that you continue to protect Israel, and that sometime this century, this sick, twisted, evil narrative about the Jews being these cultural legiticists who live to exist and keep down the Palestinian people is eventually exposed and debunked as total fake news bullshit. I love all you listeners. Can't wait for the book release party. I'm going to be throwing a kegger. I'm on day 4 with no beer it's gonna be like the middle of July after I come back from partying to see Aerosmith in Vegas with my very dear friend J Master J. Can't wait for it to happen, and it's gonna be a glorious time. And it's good. This is gonna be me making my mark, and I can't wait for all the good things it provides my family. But more importantly, I'm really excited for the uh, the feeling of successful fueled accomplishment it will give me, and the feeling of knowing that I put a book out there and it represented the best of me digging deep, and me celebrating getting sober, so I could freaking dunk out at the end of this book while slamming a torpedo IPA. Uh, which my son is always encouraging me. He goes, Daddy, so you're still going to have that picture at the end of the book, A Stay Comedian, with you dunking while slamming a torpedo IPA? I said, yes, I am, Art Show. So this book is for you, Arthur. It's going to be for you, Matilda, for you, Samuel, for my lovely wife, my supporter, my best friend, my big believer. I'm harsh on you. I'm very critical of you, but I shouldn't. Because I only exist because of you. But I love you, babe, and you're great, and I can't wait. I know that you're just. I know you've been waiting for me to be big time for some time now. I mean, I did become a recommended writer for my 30 Rock spec script, which placed third in this spec script. Talked about 12 years ago, and that was ages ago, back when Lena Dunham with Much Skinny Arms wasn't so full of herself. So I can't wait to make that thing. I can't wait to be a successful, best-selling author and to feel like a true entrepreneur that's finally banged out some profit. Living the true American dream. And all of you guys to thank too for all of your encouragement and nourishment of my dreams during this grinding out punch out period. Love you all. God bless America. God bless Israel. F you, babyface Omar. And I'll talk to you guys soon.